All right. So that was a long process just now. Hopefully everything is sounding all right. I should probably check, but I think we should be good. So there's like two different ways as I turn this camera back on. I had to like do this. This is a lot of work, but I'll figure it out. But there's two different ways that I set this live stream up. As is that here? Hang on. Let's see. One sec. We're hearing duplicate audio. 1 second. Cool. So we can confirm that audio is working properly. So that's cool. But essentially, let's go here. Wait, hang on. How do we do gallery view? Yeah, we want to be here. All right, so we'll hang out until folks join. But yeah, so let's see. The main method that I use for this setup here is using my iPhone, which is this camera, and there goes Obina joining. So let's have him hop on here. Fresh from, my man was in Africa. We got to hear about how that went. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on? What's going on? Give me 1 second, man.
Sure. No problem. Let me turn that.
Happy New Year's, man. Happy New Year's.
Hey, bro, right back at you, man. Tell me about your trip, man. How was everything?
Oh man, it was amazing. It was a good time. Man,
Good.
seen a lot of friends, some family.
Awesome.
It was amazing, man. That's my first time in Ghana. I'm from Nigeria, but Ghana's like Ghana and Nigeria, like brother sister countries. So I was like,
See.
we checked out. Had lots of friends out there, some family out there as well. So it was a blessing, man. Everything is way slower over there. It's more calm, more peaceful. Like
Yeah.
it's no stress. Like the energy out there is very different than like in the US here. And it's very
Wow.
easy to get around. Like everybody's so nice. Like the country is really at peace. Like so that's the
Hmm.
best way I can describe it. So it was just amazing. I was out there for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Vibe, man. Sightseeing, everything. Food was amazing. Met some amazing people. Met some music connections as well out there. So
Fire. Okay.
really,
Man,
really.
that's bro. You can tell, someone's response to just any question. How was that restaurant? How was the movie? How was whatever? When they
Mhm.
respond the way that you did, with energy, with excitement, like I don't even need to ask if you're gonna go back because you'll definitely be back
Of course.
there. Like no
Yeah, yeah.
question, right? My
Mhm.
wife was saying, what was there some kind of event going on? Was it in Ghana around the time that you went?
Yeah, there was a couple. They had a few festivals,
Yeah.
Afro Chilla, Afro Nation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then Chance and Vic Mensa threw a free festival. I went to that too. It was really dope.
Fire,
Ended up
man.
backstage. I was with a whole bunch of like high profile
What?
artists there. I forgot one of my friend's cousins, like she does like videography, like I think it's one of the videographers. So somehow
Yeah.
got backstage passes and we were just, there. It was really, really dope.
Bro, that's incredible, man. Well, I'm yeah, glad to hear you had a good time, a great time, not even a good time.
Great
And
time.
when did you get back? You got back in January or before the new
Yeah,
year?
I got back literally a few days ago. I got back on Sunday. So it's
Okay.
literally been a week since I've been back. Yeah.
And just getting back into like the swing of things and stuff.
Right. Just took the week to just get back in, jet lag and everything. Had to reset back into this time zone. So yeah.
Of course. All right, so let's do this, man. Let's start as folks make their way in. If they're planning on joining today and stuff. Let's before we do like the screen share,
Mhm.
let's just talk about some things like that we've been kind of working on, right? So we're working on Stevie Wonder's As that. Can you hear my piano and be okay just fine? Or
Yep, I
my
can hear
piano?
both of you. Yep.
Yeah, that's good. All right, cool. So I'm gonna turn that up a little bit. So yeah, working on this. So we're gonna continue with it today, but let me just play just like the first few chords to kind of show you where we're at in the song, right? So we start with this to this, and let's actually just stay right there. Those three chords, right? So as the sun, is evolving. So we're gonna stay right there. I want to work on those three a little bit. Before we move into like the latter parts of the song. So if I were to, I'm playing this chord here, which is an F sharp, an
Mhm.
A sharp, a B, and a D sharp. So I'll say it again: F sharp, A sharp, B, and
Mhm.
D sharp. So before I was gonna ask you, like, once I put this chord in the root version of it, I was gonna ask you what it is. But without even doing that, if we were to just look at that chord, how would you, if I ask you what is this chord, how do we sort of try to figure out what this chord is here?
Well, I know usually there's some spacing between notes. So maybe this, you said G sharp. Was G sharp one of the ones that you said?
So F sharp and A sharp, actually.
A
So the
sharp.
rounding it. Yep. Tell me
Okay.
what you were gonna say about spacing, because that's a good place to start, I think.
Yeah, I know with conversions, we typically see a different spacing rather than, following the 2-3 format, like
Yeah.
this usually 2 or 3 notes in between. So when I see less than that, I'm typically thinking somewhere around there, notes inverted.
Good. Love that. All right. So let's stay right there. So you see, for example, these two notes here are right
Mhm.
next to each other. So you know right off the bat that,
Mhm.
well, what do you know? What do you think about these two? These notes are right next to each other. So you're kind of thinking that we're definitely dealing with an inversion, and
Mhm.
we may have to manipulate these notes so that they're not right next to each other, right?
Right, exactly.
So what's a way that we can do that? There's like two ways,
Um,
depending which direction we're going, that we could accomplish that.
I'll move it up an octave, move it down an octave, one of the
Correct.
notes.
Correct.
Mhm.
So I would say moving either these two up an octave
Mhm.
or moving these two down an octave. Let's do the
Mhm.
first one first. So if you take these two and move them up an octave, you get starting here now, you get this, right?
Mhm.
Now that looks and sounds like a chord
Mhm.
that we've learned, we've talked about. Like, this is a major seven chord, and this
Mhm.
is in root position. And what major seven is this?
You're clicking the A right there. So that's the A major 7.
Actually, the B.
The B. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the B. Yeah.
Good. B major seven, right? And similarly, if we take this and
Question: did you ever figure out how to like invert the camera so the keyboard is facing
oh yeah, no, I do. Oh, I do know how to do that, and I'll change it right now. I For some reason so you're seeing it like upside down in your vantage point.
right. Yeah. So I'm trying to like get it.
Gotcha. Give me a second. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so we're gonna turn this the other direction. So did that do well? That's upside down. So I'm pretty sure I do know how to do it. If I switch this, this is the same way though. No, right? That's the same way. That's
It
up.
looks the same. Yeah.
I'm thinking if this has to do with webcam. Let me see. Okay, so I think we're gonna rock with this. Obviously, it'll take an extra second. That's fine as I'm asking questions. But
Mhm.
I think that before you joined, I was like mentioning to the endless void that was, whoever may be watching on YouTube, that there's like
Mhm.
two different ways that I usually set this live stream up. And the first way, which is using my iPhone as a webcam, uh,
Mhm.
connecting it to my Mac and like going through Zoom on my computer, versus using my iPhone as the thing that's launching Zoom, which is
Mhm.
I'm currently set up. The first way is the better way, but for some reason it wasn't working properly. But I'm pretty sure that if it were working properly, when I just changed the camera like you just saw me do, it
Mhm.
switches the orientation. And I thought it would do the same here, but it looks
Gotcha.
like not
I
happening.
know. No worries, man. We can work off of this.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so we got there. We have here, right? This B major seven that we're
Mhm.
dealing with here. And that's the start of this song.
Mhm.
The first chord of the song is B major seven. And what we did was we talked about whether or not, like, the root version of this chord sounds the best, or if the first inversion of it sounds better, or if the second inversion. And when I say better, meaning like, I mean, we all know what better means, but like better to us, like which of these is a nicer sounding chord, right? And kind of like how the actual song goes, like if we want it to sound close to what the actual song sounds like, coupled with just what we think, has a better feel to it. And we decided that the second inversion, we really enjoyed the sound of the second version. So we stuck with that. The reason that this is important, as Princess is joined, but I think is she? Yeah, connected. There we go. Hey, Princess, how you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Oh,
So as we make that decision on the very first beginning of the song here, we sort of need to like make that decision when we first start, because it's going to dictate what inversion or which type of chord we play for the rest of the song. And Princess, we're continuing on with Stevie Wonder, kind of giving Obina sort of high level of what we talked about past couple of weeks on how we started, this song, right? How we started the song off and deciding which inversion of the chord that we want to start with. So we decided second inversion, and it goes like this. And the first chord in the song is B major 7. Okay. The second chord in this song, Princess, I'm gonna go to you. It's B dominant 7. Okay. And so without looking on the keyboard necessarily, just more so, using your understanding of the difference between a B major 7 and a B dominant 7. Princess, don't give me that look. Nope. Nope. She's like, why me? I just joined. What's up?
Okay.
I'll give you I'm gonna help you out as we're doing this, right? So we're talking about a B major 7 to B dominant 7, and there's only one tiny difference between the two.
Right.
It's the 7 of the chord. The 7 of the chord, and one of them is a major 7. The 7 in the chord, and the other one is actually a minor 7. So if B major 7 has the major 7, then B dominant 7 has a what?
Minor 7.
It has a minor 7. So it keeps the major triad to start, but instead of a major 7, it's a minor 7. So this is B major 7. This is B dominant 7, right? Boom, boom, boom. That's the difference. It's only a half step difference. So if we think about where we're at in the song, and we're like, okay, we're playing this chord first, which is B major 7. Obina, how do I go from this chord that I'm playing to a B dominant 7 for a second inversion? And I want using the note name from this note to that note.
Using the second inversion. So that middle note in the triad would move down in half step to get it to be a minor.
Close. So that would change. So the thing that changes from a major 7 to a dominant 7 is not the triad changing to minor. The triad stays a major. What changes is the 7 goes from a major to a minor. And just for reference, major 7, minor 7, major, minor.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're here at a major 7, which one of the, actually, that's a good question to start. Which note in this orientation here, which note is the 7 note in here? What is the 7 note? That's a good question.
B sharp.
Wait, say it again.
B sharp.
B sharp. It's actually
D sharp.
Flat. Oh, D sharp. Okay. So I'm glad you said that. It's not correct, but I'm glad you said it because it looks like it's the 7 because it's the last note that we're playing, right? But remember, this is in an inverted chord, so it's not over here. Which one of these is the 7 though?
That would be one of the black notes between the two. So it would be the B sharp. No, the A sharp.
A sharp is correct. Yeah, it's the A sharp. This note here is the major 7. How do we turn, Princess? How do we turn an A sharp to? How do we turn? Yeah. Well, what is one half step lower from an A sharp?
A.
Correct. Good. So we're going from here to here. So I want both of you guys to play that. Let's start with Obina. I want to hear that chord, which is B major 7, second inversion, to B dominant 7, second inversion.
Okay. Then.
Oh man, I can't hear yours either. I figured you were probably playing.
Yeah. Can you hear now?
Play it again. I can hear it close, good enough. Yeah,
Probably the same thing I was going through.
I think so. And we may talk about that again and try to see if we could figure out, because we're gonna have to figure that issue out for sure. But go ahead, Obina.
And what was the second chord you just did? So I want to see that transformation again that you just did it from
Sure.
the.
Absolutely. So you're keeping the same notes, and the only difference you're doing here is you're moving your 2-finger pointer to from a A sharp to an A. Everything else stays the same. So okay, and I hear it on and off. So let's take a look. Let's see if we, and Princess, can you play something on your keys, please? See if we're having the same thing. I hear that. Obina, play something again. Again. That's you, Obina. Okay, let's continue as is. If it gets to the point where it's like bad, then I will pause the session and we'll investigate. See if, because see if we can kind of fix.
Let's see. So it has sound for musicians. I just turned this on. Does that sound better?
That's definitely better. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Zoom has a natural noise cancellation. So when you click sound for musicians and you turn it on, maybe I think it helped.
Princess, you want to give that a try? That's in your audio settings, right, Obina?
It's right on the top of the. You need to go to the audio settings.
Like top left.
Top left, yeah, next to the shield. I see a shield.
Okay.
Musicians.
Original.
Click on the shield.
No, the original sound for musicians has an on or off.
Yeah,
so
it says off. So you gotta turn it on. I just turned it on.
Yeah,
I can hear it. That's much. Well, there's now having an echo. Are you guys hearing?
Yeah, because what happens is that when you turn that on, and the noise cancellation is what's affecting the instrument being able to play that.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you guys. There's all first I can sit here myself. And then okay. So that is the issue. And I'm almost positive that in order to really get this to work properly, we can do this a couple of different ways. Like I think Obina was saying, we can go on and off or something like that whenever I'm asking you to play, and I think that'll be fine. But I think the reason that that's happening is because I think neither of you currently are wearing headphones. Is that accurate?
Right. I'm not wearing headphones.
So that's what's happening. I think it's getting rid of the echo cancellation that's happening. So it's like fixing one thing, but then creating another problem.
I'll put on my headphones. I think I'll fix everything.
Yeah. So let's give that a try right now. Let's give that a try if you have them.
Yep, I'm putting it in right now.
Perfect. Because I think that would resolve our issues, and then we can have a more productive session for sure.
Okay.
And then when either of you are set, you could turn your sound for musicians back on and then talk to me and then play something.
Can you hear me right now?
I can.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. And each of you play something on your keys?
Oh, wait. Did you hear that?
Much better. Yep. That was good. Princess? Much better. Cool. All right. Well, there's our issue. Thanks.
Headphones.
Yeah. I mean, something so simple, right?
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay. So sound from musicians and headphones will fix our issue. All right. Let's dive back into it. So Obina was, and then like Obina was asking, I think before you joined, Princess, we won't go too deep into it, but yeah, next week I'm gonna figure out a way to make sure that the piano is oriented in a way that you guys can see it
Because you had it right before, where we can see it exactly how you was playing, and it was matched up. But right now, that's not matching up to what I'm
at all.
I know. I'm like going, what? What?
I feel bad. I got down here, I set everything up, did the live stream, and then for whatever reason, the audio wasn't working, so I had to set it up in a different way, and that way does not allow me to do what I need to do. So we're gonna rock as is for today. But I'm gonna definitely just figure out, because it's always like a little bit of stress for me. I look so much forward to these sessions, but it's a little bit of stress, like not having everything set up turnkey. And obviously this is something that's not going anywhere anytime soon, like doing these sessions. As a matter of fact, one of my Patreon goals as we continue to grow is to have a second day to do these on Sundays like we're doing, and then have an additional day midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And you guys can feel free to check my Patreon page out, but I have it as a goal, like highlighted on there. Once we reach a certain threshold, that's going to be something that I'm extraordinarily looking forward to. Once we get there, because it'll make sense, right? If we have like 8 to 10 people or something in here, perhaps the number of people in each session makes sense to be capped before having the need to open up another session. So I say all that to say I will be working on that, but let's go ahead and dive back in. So we're here at B major 7 to B dominant 7. So Bina, let me hear yours again from the first chord to the second chord.
Okay.
Good.
First chord.
Excellent. Princess, you? So that right there, playing B dominant 7, but I want you playing on second inversion, which means your first note in the chord should be an F sharp to A sharp. I think you're playing natural. F sharp.
Oh, F sharp. Oh, yeah.
A sharp. F sharp, A sharp, B, D sharp. Good. Good. That to all you're going to shift for the second chord is pointer goes half note lower. Good. 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 To this. And before we continue, let me just pull up the sheet music on guitar tabs real quick, so y'all can both see where we're going towards. Let's see, screen share. So one interesting thing that happens in this song, and this is just like another one of these sort of techniques that is important to just be aware of, which is the fact that we know different chords. Where is it at here? The fact that we know different ways of playing chords using different inversions allows us to utilize, as you can see here, right? So we're playing B major 7 to B dominant 7. The next chord that we're going to is E major 7. And as you can see, the second time we play it, it's the same exact chords, right? So, and then the third time we play it, it's the same exact chords, right? As around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving. So we're going to play the same chord progression 3 times, but it turns out that the fourth time, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May, we're going to talk about something unique that happens there that our friend Xavier, who's in the Patreon here, recommended and kind of discovered while we were kind of learning this, which is that just because we're playing a song using a certain inversion to start with, it doesn't mean that we need to be fixed on that way of playing the chord. As a matter of fact, it turns out that, as you saw there, we went from this to dominant 7, and it turns out that E major 7, it calls for us to play that chord in root. And the reason for that is because E major 7 has these 2 notes, which are a B and a D sharp, that we're already playing. So these 2 notes are being played for the first 3 chords, and they're not moving, right? But the other notes are coloring the chords, right? But these 3 notes are the same ones that are playing each time. So let me hear Obina bring that to an E major 7. root. Oh, you're on mute, by the way.
Whoops.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's E major. Is that a minor though?
It's minor.
So this will be the next one. No. Oh no.
You know that the last two notes in that chord root are you're already playing them. That's your hint. And you know that an E is in the E major 7. So you really technically only need to figure out one more note. And if you're not sure, you know that it's either this or this. You're just not sure which one. So you can try playing both of them and see which one sounds like a major 7.
So
Good. You're playing it here, right?
yeah.
Good. So play all three for me.
So let me look right now. Okay. So that would go here, here. Then
Excellent. Princess, you?
played a little slow, but my
I
brain is still
heard,
processing.
I heard the right note. That's all I care about, man. That was good. 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 And then we're going to shift the 2 fingers to E and G sharp. Good. Again.
Okay. Oh, wait. I'm probably playing the wrong fingering too. Okay, let's see.
I would use my pointer like you're doing. I would do that. Yep, that's good. And then the same pointer, and then just take your thumb and pointer and shift them to new notes. And you probably you guys are probably using your pinky.
There it is.
Good. You're using your pinky for that stretch, right? Because you're. I think we talked before about the 4 being hard to do.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, it's like,
I have like massive hands, so like it's like that build. But even for me, to be quite honest, that's still a little bit of a stretch even for me. So like most would say that last chord should be played with the 5. But it's just that when I'm playing it, it's like how do I best say it? Unless to have to switch from engaging my 4 to my 5 is something that I don't like doing unless if I have to. So what that means is that like I would prefer playing this with the 3 and 5 for all 3 chords, meaning the middle finger and the pinky for all 3 chords, or the 4 and 5 for all 3 chords. I don't really typically like after the second one, I don't like having to switch from my ring finger to pinky and switch the others. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep
your fingers are longer.
Right. So to that point, the fact that they're longer means that it's like, okay, you have a dilemma because they're longer. Having the 5, using the 5 for the first 2 chords is not that comfortable because it feels more confined for me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like using. So it just kind of depends on you know, as an individual. But the other thing that I was kind of alluding to is once we continue on in this song and we know that we're playing this twice, so do 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 do, right, and it does it again, do 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 do, and then it's the same as around the sun the earth knows she's revolving, and then the next time this is played, it's B major 7, and then it goes to A major 7. So this is an important point to make sure that you guys understand this, in that when we're going from a B major 7 to an A major 7, 2 things that you have to know. We're not really dealing with having to introduce inversions in the chord when we're going from a chord to the one that's right next to it. Because if you think about it, like if we're, say, for example, if we're playing just a regular C major triad, and then we're going to D major triad, the method that we spoke about before about like playing the other chord in your left hand and then figuring out the common notes. Well, there are no common notes because look what's happening when we go from C major to D major. We're shifting over. We're adding all new notes there. And typically that's generally what's going to happen even with 7 chords. It depends a little bit on the type of 7 chord, of course, but because of this, we kind of know that like if the chord progression says play a C major, D major, and back to C major, we're not dealing with inversions. We're dealing with playing the chord and then playing the chord, just shifting over a tiny bit and then shifting back over a little bit. Versus if I said play a C, G, C, here, we're not shifting over to jump up here. This is when we're engaging inversions, right? To go boom, there's an inversion now to make this a G, right? So it depends on what it is that we're doing. So I say all that to say, once we are going to this next chord progression, or this part of the song, going from B major 7 to A major 7, this is where I mentioned X recommended that we play the next B major 7 in root position, as opposed to the version that we've been playing. So the way that would sound, as around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving. Now we go to root, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. So we're going here to root position, and then we're shifting over to A major 7. Whoops. In root position as well. Now, technically, we can do that in second inversion if we wanted, but the idea here is that we don't necessarily want to make our music sound stale if we don't have to, meaning we don't want to have this play the same chord the same exact way over and over and over and over. A perfect example of that would be, this is a little bit different. So Mozart, right? Mozart, one of these pieces that I play a lot. There's a part of the song that it's the same thing that you play 2 times in a row. But I remember vividly being in piano lessons and my instructor saying, to make this sound a little bit more interesting, why don't you play the first part of this forte and the second part of this pianissimo? What does that mean? Forte means loud, pianissimo means soft. So let me show you what I mean. All right, so I'm gonna actually just show you the part of the song. So when it goes, it's hard. It's actually hard for me to play it without. That's another interesting thing, side note kind of thing. But as I'm playing a song, I'm so used to playing it from the start that when I have to jump into a middle part, it's like I'm not comfortable doing that. So I'm gonna actually play it from you, just leading into the part, and I'll explain what's happening. Messing up because you guys are watching. All right, here we go. So right there, when it's loud, and then loud, soft. So it's obviously played in rhythm. I just slowed it down a little bit. But the whole idea here is that we have a lot of different tools in our tool belt to make things sound a little bit different, especially when they're repeating in a song. And so one of those that we've been talking about heavily is inversions. So now B major 7, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. So let's practice that now. We know how to play B major 7 second inversion because we've been playing it. Now we're going to play it in root, which is here. So let me hear Albina play that first for me, please.
B major 7th in roots.
Mm-hmm.
Then the B is here. Nope, that sounds wrong. That sounds like a minor. The second note you had was the.
So think about playing a B. Hang on one second. Someone's calling me. Who is this? So think about a B major triad first, which is the tricky one. A B major triad.
Yeah, that's B, 7. D sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Then is that F sharp?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then the last one would be an A sharp, right?
That's correct. So, but I'm not hearing it playing those 3. but you said the right chord, right notes.
So it's B, D sharp, F sharp, then A sharp.
There you go. That.
Yep, that's what I played.
That's what you're playing? Okay. I was hearing a little bit different for some reason. But yeah, that's exactly right. So there, Princess, you as well, please. Good. And then to go from here to an A major 7, right? We're on B and we're in root position as well. Here, it's just one of those things where the more we practice, the more we'll know sort of like the shape of an A major 7. I know that the shape of an A major 7 is like, I think I talked about this sort of thing, not the proper technical term or something, but just like more so the shape of the chord. It's like low, high, low, high. What do I mean? White, black, white, black. I know that that's the shape of an A major 7. So white, black, right? And if you know that, if you know you're talking, right?
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
No, you're good. If you know that you're talking about that type of pattern, that's super helpful for me, because if you know this and you know that you're starting on A, then you know that this isn't the black. If you're on root, right? You know that this can't be the black. You kind of know that this can't be the black either, because this is too far to be a major third, right? Major third is what we're looking for. This is too far. So this kind of has to be it. And it's like, it's one of these things where it's kind of like order, like in this, I'm sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. A little bit busy. Yeah, so where were we? Yeah, so low, high, low, high. In this case, it's like, okay, which one of these two is it going to be E or F? Well, we don't know, but the more you practice these, the more you're going to actually get more comfortable knowing that it is an E, right? An A major over here. Good. So let's go from B major 7 to A major 7, both of you. Let's go to Obina first.
Just the B major 7th.
Good.
Then it's low, high, low, low. Wait, low. Why am I messing this up? I just had it.
A. Tell me the notes that you're playing.
So
Read them off.
A, this
Yep.
is D sharp.
Not D sharp. Remember we said that was too far to be a major third.
Oh yeah. So C sharp.
Good.
A, C sharp, E, and then G sharp.
Good. There you go.
Yeah.
Again. Back and forth.
So let me go from this is my brain needs I need to practice these. This is my weak. No, but the B was B 1, 2, 3. That's B.
Good.
And then that's
Good.
A.
Excellent. Princess, you.
Okay. Oof.
Sharp. Good. The A major 7. Good. All right. So good, guys. That was excellent. Yeah. So we got here. And then, so now we're going to play, we're going to go from this, then to, right? So in terms of the rhythm, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So let's have Obina start that for me. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 5 chords we're playing.
Ooh, I don't know.
Look, I said the same thing.
Ooh, 5 chords.
We're starting from the B
major 7,
yeah.
second verse. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Good. And then
it goes to, what's it, A or was it B for
B major 7, root.
B major 7, roots.
I think A major 7.
You said what?
I think that was A major 7. Play that again, or was it B
Oh
major?
no, that was the B.
So remember three black keys? Am I here? I'm not sure if I'm hearing it.
No, maybe you're hit. No, you said three black keys or two.
A 3 for B major 7.
Okay, you're right. Something sounded off to me as well. So it's
Uh-huh.
okay. Damn, this fingering stretching is serious.
A
Okay.
little challenging. What are you using? 1, 2, 3, and 5?
One, two, three, five. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So that's what you should. And play the good. That sounds good. And then A major 7.
That A major.
Good.
Yeah, that's A. Yeah, playing that really fast, I'm gonna need some practice.
Oh, absolutely. This is brand new for you, right? This is your first
Yeah.
time this,
Mhm.
since you're Princess. Before you joined, Obina mentioned he just came back from Ghana. He was there for about 2 weeks, so he was out there having a great time. He mentioned.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's why I'm rusty now. So, but I will be practicing this after the session.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it's always cool because you like when you were before your trip and stuff, when you would be here and you were like you working on the chord and you like send me like you're like working on a beat that night, like using. I'm like, yeah, boy, this is exactly what I'm talking about right here.
That's the best way to learn. As soon as you learn the chord, incorporate it.
Yeah,
So
right. 100%, man. That's it. All right, Princess, you're up. 5 chords.
5 chords.
Starting with second inversion.
Okay. Oh, here.
1.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. Oh, no wonder. Okay. All right, here. Okay, hold on.
Good. E major 7 root.
Okay.
That was E major 7. Good. Then we're going to go to B major 7 root. Yep. Good. To A major 7. Good. Excellent. Now, that's good. That's good stuff. It's great stuff from both of you. Now we continue on. Let me share screen one more time to show you where we're going next part of the song. So this is where it gets even more interesting because we have a new chord that we haven't learned yet. Or Bina, you haven't learned. Me and Princess X and I could say Mandy, that's her Instagram name. Amanda, who joined last week, talked about. So E6. So you see, just as hate knows that love's a cure, then you can rest your mind assured. So right there. So here, same chord progression for the first 3, just as, and we're still back at B major 7 second inversion. So just as hate knows that love's the cure, and you can rest sure. So right here, what I usually say here is like, okay, this is a new chord. We're using this platform, using this app. What is an E6? We don't know what an E6 is. Well, if we don't know what it is, why don't we just click it and see? And then figure out what the formula is to figure out an E6. Oh, so an E6 is just like an E7 or E major 7, but it's a whole step lower. See, it's going from a major 7. This is a minor 7. This is a 6. So it's going from, in this case, a D sharp to C sharp, right? D sharp to C sharp. So that part of the song will sound like. Right? You kind of see how that song, right? Just as hate knows that love's a cure, and you can rest your mind assured. And then that I'll be loving you always. Dun, 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 dun. And then it's back up to the top. And that part, as you can see here, G sharp minor 7, A sharp minor 7, D sharp 7, G sharp minor 7, G sharp minor 6, C sharp minor, and then F sharp 7. So that looks like, I mean, I was gonna say it looks like it's hard, but it's not that hard. No, it looks like it's hard, and it is hard because these are all new chords that we have not played in the song yet, which is what makes the song and many of Stevie Wonder's songs so incredibly satisfying is the word I'm going to use, right? Because you're being challenged to think a little bit outside of the box, right? A lot of songs will have a couple of chords and that's pretty much the entire song. Maybe the hook might have, you know, one additional chord or something like that, or two, something like that. But in this case, it's like, no, I'm just gonna put like 5 chords at the end of just like one part of the song, right? That's just so you guys can hear what it sounds like, right? So it's gonna be something like this. This is, hey, knows that then you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. And then it goes to wait. And then it goes, I think it's F, if I'm not mistaken, F sharp minus F sharp dominant 7. I think that's the last chord. But yeah, so at that point of the song, that's when we really have to invoke utilizing everything that we've learned up to this point about inversions. You know, for example, as you can see, this chord here that I'm playing, which we'll talk about in just a second, this is right. So let me see. You can rest my mind assured. So from here, it goes from E6. The next chord in this in the list when I was doing the screen share is G sharp minor 7. So from here, we have to ask ourselves which version of a G sharp minor, which maybe now is actually the right time to talk about it because this is where we're at in the song, right? We're at the E6 for the song. So the next chord is a G sharp minor 7. So let's talk about that. So again, before I even continue, let me have Obina play that for me. Just those 4. Boom, 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 and then E6.
Oh, from the top, basically.
So kind of, but from the last part of the song, which is the same as from the top, except we're adding that E6 in there. You want me to do the screen share once more? Show you?
Yeah. The E6. That's what I was trying to catch. I know it was a
Trying to-
whole step lower than. But there was some notes in between.
Whole step lower than the major 7. So instead of here, you're gonna be here, right? So you're gonna be like boom, boom, boom to here.
G. So are you using using 3? It isn't. It's
4
using
notes,
4 notes. It is
4
using 4
notes,
notes. So
correct?
it's
So
E,
you just
G sharp,
yep.
and then was it?
E,
And then A was A the third note there. Yeah.
third note is D. So you're using the same 3 notes as earlier, as the E major 7,
Oh, okay.
and you're
That's the
just
E
shifting
major 7.
the last to C from D sharp to C sharp. So keep everything else the
Oh,
same,
oh, I see.
right?
See, when you explain like that, it makes it so easy. I don't have to rethink of all the position, just the last
What else?
one. So from
Exactly.
that to gotcha.
Exactly. Princess, you E major 7 to E6. And then E6, bring it to C sharp, the last note. Good. And Princess, let me ask you, can you do me a favor and turn your volume down about 20%
Okay.
and play it again?
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's better. It was clipping a little bit. I don't know how it was coming on your headphones though, but over here it was clipping a bit.
Oh. What am I doing? Oh.
Mm-hmm. Good. Now let's pause for a second. I feel like I say that a lot. It's funny. Pause for a second. Let's pause for a sec. So, right. So if we're going from E major 7 to E6, let's pause for a sec and go to a total different major 7 to 6, and to get a little additional practice here. So I'm gonna say, let's go to Obina. And Obina, I want you to G, yeah. I want you to go from a G as in girl, G major 7 to a G6. Like a G6, like a G.
It's a G major 7, right? And
Good.
then the G6 would be 1, 2, with 2 notes next to each other.
There you go. 2 white notes with the black note in between. Excellent. Good. So you got the G6, the G major 7 right away, right? G major 7 is the only 7, I believe, only white note 7, I believe, where just the last note. Let's see if that's true. Where just the last note is a black key, is a sharp. Well, I shouldn't say it's a sharp, but it's a black key. I think that's true. Where only that's the only black key, right? Obviously, you have like D there. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only one for sure. I mean, yeah, right, because you have here, then here's all white. And also, like when we talk about major 7s, it's probably a good idea for us to know which of the natural note major 7s have all white keys. And I think we may have done this while before. So you said F major 7, C major 7,
C2 as well.
What else?
I think E, right? E major 7.
So you tell me. The answer is no, but why not? What is the E? What is this with the E? What is this?
Oh, that's a minor. That's a minor.
That's a minor 7 there.
Yeah. That's a minor 7. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I know F and C for sure.
Is that it?
Let's see.
I think there's one more. And by think, I mean I know.
So is it maybe it's one of the sharps? I don't know. I don't know if it's one of the natural ones. It's not. It's.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm actually wrong. Right. Let's talk about this for a second. It's very interesting to me. For some reason, I was playing this without looking at the formula for the note. I'm playing by the way, an A, or starting with A, the all white notes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm having some wine right now, but for some reason, this just sounds. This sounds like that sounds like a major chord, a major 7 to me, but it's not.
It's a minor.
Minor, right? We just I think, we just talked about a major 7, right, a few minutes ago in the song. It sounds nice. It sounds nice. I mean, that's the whole deal. Like minors and majors, both. It's like people say your majors are happy and minors are sadder, but it's like no, they both sound cool. Like that. That sounds really. That's a nice minor. I like the A minor. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to the 7th, I feel like they both could sound happy, but if it was just a triad, then the A minor would be more noticeably sad. But once you add in that 7th, it's like it's hard to tell. You know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't think I don't think like yeah, for sure. I don't think I ever sort of identified it or qualified it that way, but it definitely makes sense when you're playing just a triad, because that, yeah, for sure. All right, excellent. So now let's end the session because it's time to go get ready to watch either The Last of Us, which is a show on HBO that just came out, or
The Last of Us. What is that about?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. So The Last of Us is it's a video game for PlayStation 4. I think it came out originally like 8 years ago, and then the sequel came out a few years ago on PS4 or PS5. PS5 the sequel was on. And so this is a mini series adaptation of the show. And I can't really say too much about what the game was about. I'll just say that the storyline in it, I mean, it's about like the end of the world apocalypse kind of situation happening, right? And like this man has to bring this girl across the country in order to like have a chance to save humanity, like to be able to create an antidote for this like virus. That's kind of the premise. So I can say that. But I would say that in the first and the second game, I don't know if there's that. I mean, I know there's not that many, but I don't know if there's any storylines that in any movie or show or anything that I've seen or played that like goes above what this did. I can't really say much more other than that. But it like makes you just question life and everything. It's just that amazing.
Okay. So is it like the storylines like the Resident Evil?
Similar to that, yeah. I mean, it's similar on base level,
Right.
like in terms of, you know, decisions and humanity and how people act towards one another and how your perspective of one situation makes you feel like so much this way until you realize that, oh, wait a second, there's something else that happened here that I had no idea. Now my whole like that's all I'll say. But I have to bribe my wife to watch it with me because I don't think she's that interested in watching it. But I do know that if she does watch it, she'll enjoy it. So I might like bribe her and like maybe get her like a personal pie of pizza because I think she mentioned she was hungry earlier. So maybe like some sausage and pepperoni or something. So I'm gonna go figure that out. I look forward to seeing y'all next week.
So it's called The Last of Us?
The Last of Us, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna watch that too.
Hey, there we go. We'll talk about it next week. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Look, you know what? Even better. Princess, you should be practicing too. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, Obina. All right.
All right. You guys enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yeah, you too. You guys take care, all right?
All right.
Take care.
See you